Hi, I'm Denise at Foursquare Marker Farm, and the Angora has all been spun up, the Giant Angora, and I'm still not really sure how many ounces it is. I think it was 6, and now it's time to ply. So it's on my homemade lazy cake, which actually is supposed to sit inside of a basket, but I'm kind of using the basket right now, so this is how it's going to be. So here is, oh, there we go, my ball winder. It's just a regular ball winder I got off Amazon. And, oh, I see I've got it on backwards. So I'm going to turn the poor thing around. It took me forever to find it. It needs a little dusting off, so let me turn it around and get it ready to go. So I'm getting much better at taking pictures. Much better at noticing what's in my foreground and background. Little things like toothbrushes and all kind of stuff I leave all over the place in the room. I'm really working on lighting now. Messing around with that, and thanks to my mom I have a different phone camera, so it takes better pictures. I really do like using the glasses, except that I move around a lot when I'm talking, do a lot of gesturing, and so that kind of messes up things. Just going to adjust this a little bit. Okay, it's really hot outside, so I've got the curtains turned, and so here I am. It seems like I'm moving really fast. And that's just because I kind of have it. Like this little bar right here, this is a cheesy little thing. And it doesn't stay locked, and I tried taping it, and it's still not all that great. But even with it here, I still don't trust the consistent tension. So I tend to hold it with my finger just a bit to make sure. And as long as it's consistent, I can go nice and fast with it. Okay, I'm not gonna have the video you watching me wind the whole ball. That could take a while. But after I've finished winding it, I'll pop it out, do a little plying, and then after it's plied, I'll show you the finished skein. And then I guess at that point I need to count the yardage and decide what I'm going to do as far as the warp is concerned. I still haven't decided yet what I plan on doing. Maybe I'll use some of that mohair. Now that would be interesting. Mohair, if you've never woven with it before, it's a beast to weave with, especially when it is the warp. When it's the warp, it's really sticky, and you're constantly getting pilling as you move the heddle back and forth, and as it passes through the reed. If you're using the foreshaft, as it passes through the reed. If you're using the rigid heddle, as it passes through the heddle, it makes a big mess. But it's awfully beautiful, and if you're patient and you just take a stick and run it in between the shads, it's a really beautiful thing to do. So maybe that's what I'll do with this. Maybe I'll use the mohair. Well, we'll see. We'll see. All right, I'll get back to you as soon as I'm done winding. Okay, so here I am, and I'm pretty sure all you can see is my black skirt covered with Angora, and I'm plying from the center pull ball. And here's what I do. The center piece right here, and flip that over, I turn it upside down. So the center is feeding from the bottom, and right here is the bottom piece. So as I'm spinning, that it winds around and up. And I don't know if you can see that because I've got holding the camera with one hand. So it's winding around. Ooh, sorry about that. Okay. It's winding around and up. And that way I'm not getting a tangle between the center pull feet, which is here, and what's winding around from the outside of the pull here. So you see my two fingers. I've got this is right here is the center pull piece. This is the outside around. I'm kind of doing a jerk gesture with my hand and then feeding it in. And normally what happens is, let me show you the other hand. Put that down. I'm holding it like this. And my thumb is kind of keeping track of what's going on with the outside of the ball. I'm just tilting it forward and lifting it as the piece comes around the outside and goes up. And if I need to, put my finger on the center pull piece. Okay, and let me see if I can set the camera up to give you an idea of what that looks like. I'm kind of battling with the light where it looks light enough when the camera's on and not light enough when I'm actually video. All right, here we go. Okay, get that back. Okay, and the ball is just kind of winding around. And it never comes from the center pull as fast as it does around. You can't really see. I've got my thumb on it as it comes right here. And I'm just kind of keeping it from going crazy. I just lift up a little bit and let it go in. As I get further down, as the ball gets smaller and smaller, that's when I run into, well, it's not even a ball anymore, it's like a cake. But once it gets smaller and smaller, that's where I actually run into the possibility of having the ball just completely explode on me. And so I'll take more time as I get to the smaller pieces. And I actually can generally get down pretty small before I start having any problems with it coming apart or with it imploding. And actually, so here's a little spot right here that happens periodically. Nothing to worry about. Just pull it out. And I keep going. And this is how I do the center pull balls. Pretty much plying from a massive cake of yarn. I'll be done with this sometime tomorrow.